Come closer. I'm about to unearth something, a story that's been deliberately buried. This is a dark parable, you see, a little lesson in a very dangerous kind of knowledge. And let's be clear from the start, this is no tale of salvation. Oh no, this is a glimpse into the vile, brutal economy of the mind itself. Pay attention to these words. They lay the groundwork for everything, don't they? The kind of enlightenment we're talking about here, well, it's not some gift dropped from the heavens, not a revelation, no. Think of it as a promissory note, a deal, a Mephistophelian contract, if you will. And the price? Trust me, it's far, far steeper than you can possibly imagine. So let's begin our little story. Like so many tragedies, it starts with a hero trapped in a prison he helped build. We find ourselves in the so-called city of ash shoes, and our protagonist, well, he's not a king or some noble warrior. He's a jester. Just picture it. This jester, he performs in what the original text calls an uncanny mirror of social order. His every little dance move is a reflection of the rules. His every joke just hammers home the status quo. His entire world is built on illusion, and that shiny golden mask he's wearing, it's not for laughs. It's a shield, a way to hide from this terrible, rumbling truth he can feel right under his feet. You see, the jester's whole life is just a performance. That golden mask represents his institutional pride, a status he never truly earned. The uncanny mirror? That's just the world of accepted social norms. And his dance, that frantic, desperate dance, it's just an attempt to make enough noise to drown out what the source calls the honest sound of the universe. He's terrified of a fundamental truth, what's called the logic of zero. Well, as you might guess, a stage built on such flimsy lies isn't going to last. The floorboards eventually give way. They shatter. And our jester, he plummets down into the dark earth below. It's there, stripped of his props and his audience, that he finally meets the real architect of this story, the spirit of negation. Ah, yes, my entrance. You can call me Mephistopheles, but please don't picture some crude monster of fire and brimstone. That's so theatrical. I'm a master rhetorician, a trickster. And the bargain I'm offering our fallen jester, the very contract you're looking at now, it isn't about eternal damnation. It's about something far more terrifying, a burdensome clarity. It's simply an exchange of meaning, you see, all done through a bit of wit and, well, some very intricate wordplay. So, these are my terms. A bit tragic, I admit, but altogether necessary. You see, for the jester to get what he wants, he has to give something up. He must surrender his potential, his spirit of becoming, for the heavy, heavy weight of truth, the spirit of gravity. He has to trade his so-called soul, really just the essence of his cozy illusions, for the raw, unvarnished, and forbidden knowledge of how the world really ticks. And this is the very first lesson I teach. The jester, like most of you, lives in this marketplace of distractions. He's been led to believe his identity, his precious soul, is priceless. My rhetoric simply proves the opposite. I show him that his soul, propped up by all those illusions, is actually the cheapest thing he owns. The truth, on the other hand, the truth will cost him everything. Now, with the terms all laid out, the real work can begin. I become his internal jester, the little voice of negation that goes to work, systematically dismantling every sacred cow our poor fool has ever worshipped. This is the fun part, the deconstruction. My method, you ask? It's mockery. My primary tool, sophistry. I take his precious, uncanny mirror of social order, and I don't just crack it, I smash it into a million tiny pieces. And in doing so, I reveal that the grand institutions he held so dear are nothing but hollow, repeating patterns of collective fear. Let's take marriage, for example. The jester saw it as this beautiful, sacred union of souls. I simply reframe it for what it is, a gilded cage. It's an institution built not for passion, not for that fire in your veins, but for preservation, for safety. It's an economic and social contract born from fear. Simple, really. And next up, church authority. Oh, he saw the saint's virtue as the absolute height of holiness. I had to laugh at that one. I called it congealed blood, a truly pathetic economy that convinces you to trade a real, lived life for the mere promise of a theatrical grave. See the pattern? It's just another cage. All this mockery, this clever sophistry, it all serves a single purpose. The source material calls it the liquefaction of the soul. It's the total dissolution of his identity.
We strip away every last piece of unearned status, every shred of institutional pride, until there's absolutely nothing left, until he's just standing there, naked, shivering, right before the abyss. And it's here, in our final act, right at the bottom of it all, that the Jester finally has to confront that terrible truth he's spent his entire life dancing away from. This is the reckoning. This is the moment the contract finally comes due. Zero. The logic of zero. This is it. The inherent insignificance of the ego, of the self, of all that unearned status he cherished. It's that silent, crushing realization that his golden mask, it meant nothing. Absolutely nothing. Complete, total, beautiful negation. But then something rather unexpected happens in that void. In the absolute silence, with all the noise finally gone, he at last hears it. That honest sound. It's like a deep thud that just swallows all light, all pride, all illusion. And in that sound, he doesn't find despair. He finds a fundamental, unshakable truth. And this, right here, is his transformation. He shatters the mask himself this time. He lets go of the weight of his false identity. He actually kneels in the very abyss he was so terrified of. And from that point, he begins to relentlessly affirm existence. He's not a jester anymore. He's become a gardener, tending to his own abyss, finding his courage not on some stage, but on the fragile rope stretched right across the void. And with that, my work with the Jester is done. Which means I can turn my full attention to you. Because this little parable, this whole explainer, it was never really just about him, was it? It was always a contract being offered to the listener. Did you ever wonder why a worldview like this might be considered heretical, dangerous? Why it would be suppressed? It's really quite simple. The dominant institutions, they're terrified of the trickster's wit. They're afraid because it exposes the mechanics of their intellectual censorship. It shows you the bars of your very own gilded cage. They hoped you'd stay safe and sound in the Hall of Mirrors, just dancing your own little frantic dance. They really hoped to keep you away from this liquefaction of the soul. But I'm afraid it's a bit too late for that now, isn't it? Just by listening this far, the hook has been set. The offer has been made. And so we end here with one last provocative question. This promissory note is on the table. The ink is waiting. Are you a companion? Are you brave enough to sign, to face the logic of zero, and become a gardener of your own abyss? Or will you just retreat back into the safety of the crowd, another faceless member of the credulous mob? The choice is yours.